What's up, YouTube? Your boy Forex Fargo checking back in. Yes, I am back again with another motherfucking banger. It's another one of those Fargo flip episodes. $25 micro account flip all the way up to $600 profit. So come with me, follow the journey as I show you guys that yes, it is possible with small capital. You don't always need big capital. And yes, it actually is better with small capital so you can understand the skill set and craft that you are actually trying to obtain, right? So yes, remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get right into it, baby. What's going on, everyone? Forex Fargo checking back in, right? So as the theme goes, pretty much this is the $25 micro account. This is the 600 plus, dollars in profit, 1900 pips caught, 22.8% ROI, return on investment. The pairs traded on this Fargo flip episode were AU buys, AJ buys, EU buys, GU buys, EJ buys, UCAD sells, GJ buys, EA sells, and gold buys. And then most importantly, once again, the trades, because I consider myself an intraday swing trader, and more importantly, a lot of people are trying to understand how I was able to catch these moves. One, understanding last week, September 27th, all the way through, what was it, October 2nd, that was a big week, not only, for the fact that a new month is changing, that was a Q3 close, right? So it was anticipated for a lot of these moves to happen. And as I had explained in the previous Fargo Flip episode, because both this account and the previous video, those accounts were flipped in the same week. So these pairs are very similar. And a lot of it will kind of be redundant, but this is a whole new episode and a whole new video, right? But moving on, because it was Q3 closing, I had realized that pretty much price had retested the beginning of where Q3 had, kind of like made a bullish push. But, without further ado, I want to switch the screen yet again so I can show you all. I just like being transparent and everything like that, just showing people that, once again, this is the Telegram group that I do run. So just starting with September 27th, I didn't even record a webinar last week. I was just going through my own stuff and probably just didn't have the energy for it, but once again, here is, the AU buys. Apologies. This is the AU buys that we were looking at. So we're looking at levels from right here, NU buys, EU buys, EA sells, GA sells, GJ buys, GU buys, EJ buys, USD CAD sells. I got stopped out here a couple times, and then yeah, so that's pretty much what we were looking at. Flipping back to our trading view, right? So now let's just go ahead and look at what we were looking at. So once again, what I'll do is I'll just show you guys from a higher time frame real quick. I'll just spend a little bit more time on this video, just switching to a higher time frame. You're probably going to need to see this on a monthly time frame, right? So just looking at this, if we're looking, let me see, sorry. So yeah, June, you can't see it on the monthly time frame, but you can see it on the weekly time frame. Yeah, so if you look at right here, right? So I was noticing that price literally had returned back to this July level right here. And if you look at this, right, when price had come back down here, we were just bullish momentum. So the beginning of Q3 kind of started as a 400 pip push or whatever, up until you see these December 2018 highs. First, I had my 2019 highs marked, and I had my 2018 highs marked. And like I tell people, trading is not hard. It's very easy when you just open up the higher time frame and you just have your charts marked. So you can see that this is pretty much, I was able to catch majority of this move, about 100 and something pips on EU, right? And we'll go ahead and just keep these on the weekly time frame so you guys can understand. On the weekly time frame, was able to notice that price was literally, once again, returning to the beginning of where it had originally made its bullish run from this level, right? Just from supply zone, from demand zone to supply zone. This was a 300 pip push. It happened in about a span of a month or so. So it happened from, July 20th all the way up to August 17th, right? So it's a little over a month, right? Now we're moving on. if you guys are continuously or trying to trade this week, as long as price, holds above this 1.17 level right here, which you can see was previously weekly resistance. Now this is actually turned weekly support since we have a weekly candle closure above it. Mark that for you guys so you can understand, because a lot of these videos don't get views because I don't explain how I analyze it. That's not what these videos are meant for, but I will spend a little bit of time just understanding and explaining with you all. But like I said, as long as this 1.17 level is held up, then we should look for buys continue to the upside, right? Moving on, we were also looking at GU, right? So on the GU time frame, once again, the overall theme, prices returning to levels on July, right? So you guys are asking me how, oh my God, it's fucking amazing. This guy caught 1,500, 1,900 fucking pips in 1 week. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that it's impossible, That's why I'll have my levels marked, right? We see right here that we had this candle closure within our next zone, right? So it's anticipated that price is going to respect this zone right here at 129 and then make another push to at least 130, 500. That's another 150 pips away. That's how you become a swing trader. It's very easy. You don't need to do anything, anything more than that. Switching to the daily, you can see this is where I traded from. So my analysis on GJ literally smashed through. And like I said, from this zone to this zone, we're going to go from that zone to the next one. Just understanding as well, these candles over here is just all clean traffic. It's 400 pip to the downside in about 2 or 3 days. So you're damn right, there are some pending orders that have been holding from these levels for a few weeks and a few months at that matter. GA, I don't believe I traded GA on this one. Gold, once again, right? So they didn't spend time in the last Fargo flip, but look at this. Price literally whipped all the way down to, August 10th level, right? But once again, can't really see that on a weekly time frame because gold moves massive. But on this daily time frame, once again, I was just noticing that price was literally respecting all of these July 20th through, 27th levels for the most part. And from here, you can see this was, a nice little just pending order collection, right? So literally, it's about 500 pips or so in between. And I was able to catch gold for 1,000 pips between, two positions, so on and so forth. So just extremely happy with that. And this was NU as well, right? So NU, once again, just looking at this from the overall time frame. What's the overall theme? Oh my God, well, at least price came back to an August level, but if we scroll over a little bit, July 20th, here we go. It's just a common theme. Same thing with EA, right? And I've had this on my EA chart. EA overall trend is bullish, however, on higher time frame approach and blah, blah, blah. Just, I'm not going to read all of that, but just cherish the fact that, my charts may be a little bit messy, but they make sense to me because I understand what I'm looking at, right? So look at this. The previous week, you had all of this. I didn't trade this move. I actually had a terrible week when this happened the previous week, right? But the September close, I was able to catch that, right? So price literally pushed all the way back up to, where we previously were back in, a few weeks ago. Since we had never had a candle closure above this in terms of a weekly candle closure, right? I was very highly bearish, right? And it happened to be the right position. And look at this, right? You see how this 1 week, this moved 600 pips? Not that that's going to happen all the time, right? But now that, we can have rules, right? So price has respected this zone right here, okay? So just giving you guys, I can't do that right now, but as long as price is respecting this, 133, 133, 500, 130, I'm sorry, 163, 500, 164 level, you should be okay, for continued sales to the downside. And then lastly, GJ, right? It just doesn't get much simpler than this. Once again, just July levels, I was looking more for this, July 20th level, so on and so forth, which is why I kind of traded right when price kind of got closed above 134 or so, right? So now what we're going to do, oh man, I really just did that. I don't know what the fuck I just did. I just exited out. But pretty much what we're going to do now, we're going to switch screens and we're going to dive into the fact that, how we caught some of these profits and what do we do to close them and how we ended up the week. All right. All right, so you guys are looking at a screenshot of, me trying to begin this $25 micro account flip, right? Secondly, this is some progression. Like I was saying, I actually took a bad trade and then, ended up in some negative equity. However, I had some floating equity, which saved my ass. This is going to be the GJ trade, right? This is about, I think 100 and something pips. Had a few positions on this. This right here is going to be our AU trade that we had. Right here, you can see that this isn't reaching its fullest potential, but this is just a screenshot flowing almost 80, 90 pips. Right here, what we're looking at, this is, I believe, our GU trade. This GU trade was closed beautifully right before we had that retracement. And then right here, you're going to see, this is the video of me kind of just recording, screen recording, checking. Right now, it is approximately 8:19 a.m. So if you guys aren't familiar with this, this is considered right before the pre-New York, push or so. Pre-New York push usually happens, I don't know, 8 to 9 or something like that. So this is considered it. Excuse me. But pretty much in this period, right now, London is having some good momentum. Prices, pushing, making its thing, making its way all the way back up to, where it needs to be. Right now, it's also respecting these levels on a daily and weekly time frame that I did not necessarily go over, but price is trending right now, right? So expect some retracements, and then a lot of these positions that I did take, GA, UCAD, GJ, AU, Gold, you guys should be able to trade a lot of those pairs in the same trend direction. Just make sure that you have your levels marked, and wait for candle closures. If there are rejections, then that looks good. If you're looking for anything more than that, your trading is probably too difficult for you to begin with, right? Now what I'll do is, I'll just let you guys just kind of appreciate the fact that this is me closing a gold trade right here for on a .09 lot for about $100+. That is reflective of 100 pips or so. I was actually frustrated. I should have left that open, but it is what it is. And then when the screen changes, what you'll notice that this is the pip count. So you'll notice on the first screenshot, I believe I was able to capture 1,439 pips, right? So, appreciate it, take it in. And then on the next one, what we'll do, you'll be able to notice that this was a total, profit for the day, and just a grand total of pips, 1,972 motherfucking pips, son. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the video. As always, stay tuned, turn on the post notification bell, and we'll catch you on the next Fargo Flip episode, baby.